size, find a point of reference on it that's eye level for you. Let's go ahead and change sides. Most people shrink about 4 inches. Some
Yeah.
5, 6, up to 7 inches. I'm kind of in that 5 to 6 inch range. Why some people shrink more than others, we can't tell you. Can't even tell you for sure why you shrink and grow. But we're in a vortex. It is a swirl of electromagnetic energy. It's measurable. It's one of 9 known vortex fields in the United States. That's what it looks like. Ancient symbol for it. It's been packed into rocks in almost every country of the world. People have universally recognized these energy fields. The block feet tell us they're the first ones to recognize this one long before the House of Mystery was here. But this one starts on the house, spirals out, goes out 54 foot, and one of those lines goes right between us. Here's the edge of it. It's about 2.5 foot wide, 8, 10, 12 foot tall. It's kind of like a wall or curtain of energy. You guys are on this side of the wall in my world. She's kind of in her own world there on the other side. He knows all about it. But anyway, watch what happens when I step through this wall of energy from our world into your world. I'm going to take a big step towards you. Ready? Here I come. I got bigger, didn't I? Did you guys see that over there? Yeah. Watch what happens when I step back in that energy field. I shrink down. As soon as I cross through that invisible line, just like that, I pop right up. Shrinking and growing, just taking one step in and out of the electron field. Stand up straight and tall right where you're at there. Level your eyes, find a point of reference in the bushes that's eye level for you. You guys keep an eye on her. What I want you to do is keep your head level. Walk real slowly but continuously to the other end of the platform. You'll see her shrink as she goes through there. Almost like she's walking downhill.
That's a trip.
You may have noticed, look like your point of reference changed there a little bit. Yeah, come on back this way. We'll get you back to your normal height. Don't go away yet. I'm not letting you off. Go ahead and face that big crowd out there. I'm just going to be a point of reference now. I'm not going to change. You're still going to be the show. You're pretty tall over there on that side. Yep. Go ahead and change sides. Make sure you go all the way to the end so you're beyond that line. And whoa, I think you're looking up now. You shrunk over there on that side instantaneously from one side to the other. Did you get that on film?
Oh yeah.
Good job. Can you get a marble with you by chance? Just in case my level wasn't on the level, why don't you put that marble down there anywhere you want. You can even move it around or just put it down there wherever. Yeah, you can move it around, kick it around, do whatever. And we'd have to have probably 2, 3, 4 inches difference if this platform wasn't level. That marble would already take off and roll towards the rock wall. So I think you can see it's pretty level right there. It's pretty short over there. You're pretty tall. Did you get that?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and change sides. Uh-oh, you shrunk.
Wow. Holy moly.
Way over her head there.
Oh, here, you want me to level it out?
Yeah, shoot short the level first.
And I checked the level. The level's not ready.
That's level.
Levels.
Alright. Level. Marble down.
Right on.
60 degrees. You can take a photo of it. You can video it. And come on over. You'll see smaller ones form, and that's consistent with. We don't have an instant explanation, but the quantum physicists eat this kind of stuff up because we're experiencing quantum physics at the macro level where we can see it in experience here. This is our laboratory versus looking at an electromagnetic field under laboratory conditions. And we find things by accident because nobody gave us a book telling us what was going on here. We found a wave of electrons over here. I call it a scalar wave. Our head physicist, Nick Nelson, he's the leading authority in the world on these terrestrial energy fields. He says it's a sine wave. We've been arguing for a couple of years now, but you guys have seen something like it. Maybe this week you're by a lake, toss a rock out there. When it splashes, what happens? Waves or ripples go out. If the end of the lake wasn't there, they just keep. You got to be patient. Sometimes it takes more. Sometimes it takes less. But you may have noticed I just started to shrink there a little bit. It also wants to push me that direction. Some of you may experience that, but not everybody. I started up at the yellow mark. I'm getting down close to the blue mark, and if I stay on here long enough, I'll bottom out at the blue mark, and usually about a minute later I'll ride the wave back up again. Did you guys see that? Yeah. Another mystery at the vortex, how can we stand on a stone and go up and down? Well, it's pure quantum physics. We've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years now, and the problem is we think of ourselves as being solid, but quantum physicists tell us we're just kidding ourselves. We're really just energy fields. We're not solid at all. And we found, though, after 3 or 4 years, that on any given day, only about 65% of the people can ride the wave. And we think that's because your electrons and photons photons are in a wave function, and you mimic the wave where everybody else is a particle and you can't do it. So I'm going to let you come back and do this on your own. We're going to go down here first, see if you guys are particles or waves. Come on over. And it is the Fibonacci Spiral. We discovered this vortex in 2006. We found the center, then we found spiral lines that come out of the center. They get wider the further they go out. We found 3 straight lines of energy, and we found some whirlpools. And the whirlpools get bigger the further they go out. You and I were stepping across a straight line and a spiral line over there in the hexagon. And guess what? The hexagon is connected to this vortex. We discovered that in 2005. And we didn't know that this was here yet. And we knew it was connected to something. It wasn't until 2006 we found the center. But mathematically, it worked out perfectly. Each of the whirlpools represents a mathematical point that Fibonacci figured out in the 12th century. And we're pretty sure he didn't have a meter to measure the field like we did. But this is a particle wave demonstration. Way back in the 1930s, a couple physicists actually became the fathers of quantum physics because of what they discovered. They found electrons and photons have 2 properties. They can be particles, which are solid, or waves, which are not solid. That's kind of cool. You guys got zillions of electrons and photons in your body. If they can both be particles or waves, solid or not solid, gee, what would happen if a bunch or all your electrons and photons all of a sudden turn to a wave? We may not even know it. Maybe we can shrink and grow in these energy fields, walk through walls, do all kinds of crazy things we haven't figured out yet. Remember Star Trek? Any Trekkies here?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're just bringing it back now. I guess a couple movies. Beam me up, Scotty. Well, came true last year. 2 scientists at the University of Maryland, a couple physicists. They de-energized matter, turned it to a wave, moved it across the laboratory, put it back exactly the same way it started out. And it's been done for 6 years now. No scientist has been able to put the matter back the same way it started out. They were the first ones. They were actually up for the Nobel Prize for quantum physics last year. Any other year, they would have got it and run away with it. But last year they got 2nd place. 2 scientists at CERN, the super collider in France. You may have heard about them, Higgs and boson. They discovered a new particle called the Higgs-boson particle, and they think that's the particle inside of every one of our atoms that's actually the glue that holds us together and creates matter. And the other guys, not even knowing about that particle, were actually manipulating that particle and some other particles, changing matter to energy and then back to matter again. And so a lot of people think they all should have got the Nobel Prize for quantum physics. Unfortunately, they gave it to Higgs and boson for their discovery. But hey, maybe we're not solid. Maybe we are energy fields. Maybe that particle changes when we get into these energy fields. And we think it does. And we think at any given time you guys are either particles or waves. Here's how we tell. I got a button with Velcro on it. Stand up close to this post. I usually put my toe right up to the edge of it. Put the button on at eye level. Does that look like it's level with mine?
Yeah.
And that's your point of reference. Concentrate on keeping your head level. Make one loop around the post. When I get around here today, if I'm a particle, nothing's going to happen. If I'm a wave, well, heck, I should shrink or grow. I just grew.
Why you grew?
I'm a wave. Watch what happens when I go back around. As soon as I get right about there, you should have seen me shrink down because I didn't feel it today. And I did. So I'm a wave. You shrink and grow, you're a wave. If you don't, you're a particle. You may change just during the period of time you're on the ground. Sometimes I change a couple times a day. The most we've seen this year, I'd say the average on waves is maybe an inch to an inch and a half. But we've had several people that have gone up 3 inches, 4 inches. And we've had a couple guys that actually went up about 5.5 inches and then back down, and every time they did it, a couple people videoed. I think there's one video on YouTube now. And then last Sunday we had a lady that consistently went down about 4 inches. She shrunk first and back up. So it varies by person. So you guys give that a try. On your way out, we have a couple of white posts on the ground over there. Our maintenance guy built a wooden jig in the garage, took 2 wooden posts in there, cut them off, made sure they were exactly the same height. Brought that board out, buried it across the line of energy, leveled it out. One of those posts immediately shrunk. Your job's to play scientist today. Stand on the stone on this side, eyeball the 2 posts, see which one you think's taller or shorter. You may not agree. That's all right. Scientists very seldom agree. You have one hypothesis, somebody else has another one. Take a photo of it. You can measure later on your computer screen to solve the argument. But once you agree there's a tall one there, it doesn't matter which one it is. Scientists like to measure things. There's a measuring stick there. Put it next to one, move it over to the other one. You'll see they appear to measure the same size. Einstein called that relativity. Everything is relevant. If we can shrink, why not your measuring stick? That could be a perfect example of it. But you know what? There's a sign over there on the tree. It talks about the Copenhagen effect in quantum physics. Back in the 30s when these guys were discovering particle wave theory, like I said, scientists like to measure things, so they wanted to find a way to measure these electrons and photons when they were in a wave function. And every time they tried to measure the field, instantly the electrons and photons would turn back to particles, stop doing what they're doing. As soon as they stop measuring, they go back to being waves again. The question since the 1930s all the way up to today is, how do the electrons and photons know we're measuring the field? Maybe some sort of intelligence at the subatomic level that we just haven't figured out yet. And so just by measuring that field, you guys could actually be affecting the electrons and photons there and actually changing the heights of those posts yourself. And that's pure quantum physics.